the opening salvo, Prop 10, is not going to stop. We always argued that if you don't engage in that, you have lost the war, because then the tenants' rights groups will be emboldened to really march, getting rent control up and down the state. You know the arguments. Mac articulated him as the now the new star of the group. The issue here, however, is what's next? Michael Weinstein, the face of Prop 10, though there were 3 organizations that co-sponsored it. Weinstein spent, let's just round it off, $24 million from the LA AIDS Foundation to try to get Prop 10. He knew towards the end that things were not right, that he stopped doing ad buys the last couple weeks. You don't stop doing ad buys at the very end unless you're being told. Things aren't looking too good. So, but he did spend a lot of money that wouldn't have come from any normal source that you would expect. Tenants' rights groups don't have a lot of money to spend. Now, and if they do, it's going to be for being defense counsel, running, it's unbelievable in terms of what the city of LA has as a huge budget. Now, what's to happen? This is our crystal ball. Weinstein has already said that he's coming back. Originally, the bill that was introduced to repeal Costa-Hawkins that failed this past January 2018, was to be sponsored by Michael Weinstein. It's just that the author, Richard Bloom Santa Monica, decided not to use Michael Weinstein for any reason as the official sponsor. Weinstein will be back at it. There are more people that have been elected to the legislature that are very strong pro-rent control advocates. I expect the son of the bill that failed in January to come back next year. Governor-elect Gavin Newsom has already said that he wants to bang heads. He was not a supporter of Prop 10, nor was John Cox. It's one of the few things that they shared in common, but what distinguishes Mr. Newsom in this regard is he's come back and said in the first 100 days he wants to craft out some bill that will address rent control. And it can take any number of permutations. Numbers of people are going to try to become stakeholders. It will be a wild affair, but plan on rent control discussions being around the state for quite some time. If they don't get that, there are numbers of other things they can do. Just cause, statewide just cause. They'll expand the unlawful detainer statutes, the 5 reasons, right? Non-payment of rent, illegal holdover, things of this nature, to include far more articulated reasons. That would be, and they will try to march that. There is a cadre of members of the legislature that are strong representatives for belief systems like this. And I really believe that is forthcoming. The Section 8, must you accept Section 8? We are preparing for it. We have developed a questionnaire that we want to do widespread distribution about requiring landlords to accept Section 8 tenants. There are communities like San Diego. City of San Diego just passed an ordinance requiring Section 8. San Francisco has had one for quite some time, but San Francisco is not really used much because of the cost of housing is so insane. So there are going to be a number of remedies here that are going to be proposed. Stay tuned, and I hope not to be talking to you about a statewide rent control or cap on the amount of rent that you may be and ask upon re-rental of the unit. I hope not to be talking to you about the impact on single families being rented out. I'll ask you one last question. What percentage of the number of units that make up the rental market in this entire state of California are single-family homes? What percent would you think? 10%? 15? 20? Anybody?
I can't say since I know.
Yeah, well, you can't say, Mac. You're disqualified. Stand out of the room for a minute. It's not any different than the unincorporated area of LA. Mac, tell us, what percent?
47?
40% of all rentals are single-family home rentals in the state of California. And it's a huge number. And I think Michael Weinstein learned that he has really made a big mistake keeping single-family homes in this because he energized a number of people, all resulted of which is a significant failure. But he's not going to use that as anything else other than what you read and how he and others are writing about. Prop 10 was a temporary setback. We're going to re-engage come the first of the year. That's what we're doing. And they have either they can attack it front on, or they start adding significant changes to protect tenants so they stay in.